These are the men and women of Beaver Valley, the bravest of the brave. They fought fearlessly for their country, their city, their community, and for the ideals we share as Americans. They served proudly in World War II, Korea, Vietnam, the Gulf War, Iraq, and Afghanistan. Here now are their stories, their own experiences in their own words, the words of the heroes of Beaver Valley. Originally born in Georgia, 97-year-old Townsell Thomas moved to Aliquippa when he was 5 years old. He graduated from Aliquippa High School in 1939 and then began working at J&L Steel. On December 7, 1941, the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor, motivating Thomas to volunteer for the military.
I was in church, and when I heard Roosevelt speak that we was in a state of war with Japan, that was Sunday morning. I got it over radio here, and then we heard about it all over town. Roosevelt, he made a good speech. I never forget it. The day of infamy.
Thomas went to boot camp in Alabama, an area of the country that was still deep in the grip of racial discrimination.
We were all isolated, all of us black soldiers. We was isolated. We got along with each other because we didn't see no. Only time you saw some whites, we had white officers, and if you go to town, you had bus drivers and all. I didn't like Alabama because it was a different world for me, because I've been raised around in Aliquippa where we didn't notice segregation. And all these fellas that had been raised around Aliquippa, we went to school together. It was segregation, but you made it yourself, you know. You couldn't see it in the town. You could go to everywhere, and you could go all through the valley, and it wasn't bad. But when you went south, you were put in your place, as they put. You were just another black. You did what they told you to do. We went through, on a troop train going through Texas, Beaumont, Texas. We couldn't even get off the troop train to take calisthenics, so they wouldn't allow us to. Couldn't even stop in Texas. Now we're supposed to be fighting for the country.
After basic training, Thomas and his fellow soldiers found more freedom when they were stationed in San Diego, California.
When we left Gaston, Alabama, we went to California. They put us in a chemical warfare company. You could go anywhere you wanted to. You had freedom, you know. Because San Diego was a military town. You had the Marines, you had the Navy. We all got along, whites. We didn't have no trouble out of, because we were all in the United States services.
While in San Diego, part of Thomas's job was to help disguise the base from potential enemy attack.
We had smoke pots on the trucks, and we'd light them up, and we make San Diego, the whole area looked like it was just water. With that was a way of camouflaging.
Thomas also became a meteorologist, a job he found to be easy considering the beautiful, unchanging weather.
Sure. Being a meteorologist, you didn't have to worry about the weather, because you could sleep on the job all night and get up and make my report. We all got slick, you know.
After 2 years of service, Thomas left the military and worked at Curtiss Wright, making propellers until the war ended. He then used the GI Bill to go to school for art.
Oh, I'd say I'd have about 1,000 paintings all over. So I gave and I sold.
In the years after the war, Thomas worked several jobs. He returned to Aliquippa in the late 60s to care for his mother, and got a job working in janitorial services at Aliquippa High School, where he stayed for 23 years. Today, he still lives and paints in the home he grew up in.